In this episode, I share the first 2 days of the World Dog Show series. What we've all been waiting for, right? Kelly and Ikaros make their debut in China. I met several dogs of China. I made some amazing medical finds at the expo.
He is my new best friend. You're not going to believe. Got me a scanner. Where's my hoo-ha juice?
And I finally get to be around people that speak English, with a small percentage being Caucasian. I get a break from representing, and I was able to hold conversations in full sentences. Here we go. Welcome to episode 6 of my I have no idea how many episodes I'm going to get out of the plethora of footage from this amazing trip to China series, so be sure to subscribe and ring that little bell so you don't miss one episode. Arriving at the Expo Center for the first day of the shows in Shanghai was just as chaotic as simply trying to find a grooming spot the night before. I'm not kidding you. Lining up outside in the rain was how it started, and the confusion only multiplied as we were informed that they were inspecting each and every dog upon entry. Like, what? The line grew to an astronomical length, with everyone getting drenched. We were out there for what seemed to be forever. When we were finally let in through the elevators and then down another long hall to the doorways into the expo center, there was no checking of dogs, but there was a ton of confusion. See, all of those pre-taped off grooming sections from the night before? Yeah, they were gone. And there was a mad dash to find spots for people to set up for their grooming. It was like someone cleared the entire floor from the night before, and we all had to start over from scratch in the morning. Absolutely insane.
It's complicated.
Unlike back in the States, there was no assigned grooming areas, and apparently the locals refused to leave any personal belongings overnight, so they literally have to start over from scratch every single day, hoping and praying that their spot will actually be available the next morning. Totally weird. The next sign of this event being overwhelmingly unorganized was the search for a show catalog. Such a simple concept at a show in the States. Just go to your superintendent and purchase a catalog. Yeah, that's not the case here.
This is my new friend. What is your name?
My name is Karel, like Carlo. I'm from Prague, Czech Republic.
And we're searching for a catalog. And they don't have any. They've sent us everywhere looking for them. No one has
It's like
them.
a good adventure.
Yes, It's definitely an adventure for a catalog.
Every person I asked sent me to another person, from one building to another, and then eventually outside with a plethora of other people just as confused as myself.
So you ordered it online?
Yes, I ordered it online, so I'm trying to ask them.
I was eventually sent back inside to look for a person simply walking around carrying a box. Yeah. 100 yen later, I had a catalog for that day. Apparently, there were 4 separate catalogs. So that's when I knew if I was going to get a new catalog every day, yeah, I was going to need more red money. Luckily, there were people who actually pre-planned and were more than happy to exchange for U.S. currency right on the show floor. Darn lucky, because the banks were not easy to find, as I've shared already, and friends of friends don't charge the $25 fee for currency exchange, so yeah, go me. The first 2 days of the shows here are very similar to the national championships back in the United States, with the local all-breed shows holding shows prior to the main event. Each day there were 2 shows: APAC Championships, Shanghai Winter Show, CKU International Championships, and Eastern China Championships. Ikaros the Chihuahua and Kelly the Pomeranian were entered in each of these shows, definitely keeping Dolly on her toes. Running from ring to ring twice for each dog each day. Seeing the entries from other countries was very interesting. The European styles are much less typey and more focused on structure and bone. The FCI shows have a few noteworthy things that are different than those back in the States. For one, their groups are not in one ring. Each group competes in a different ring throughout the building, which was beyond confusing for me. Of course, the number of groups themselves was confusing because they have 11. Also, they actually scan the microchips in the dogs to confirm that they are who they say they are. Can't say I don't disagree with this maneuver. The number of Chihuahuas entered was rather disappointing, but the immense number of Pomeranians was very impressive. Asia definitely represented with some beautiful dogs, and boy, did I meet some of the most amazing people. All very warm and welcoming, with so many now actually my new forever friends on Facebook and beyond. I think that is one of the most amazing parts of this trip, meeting so many awesome people. Getting to finally speak with others that spoke English was surprisingly shocking to the brain.
So I found someone else that speaks English.
I had spent the last week speaking broken, incomplete sentences, so to hold a full-on conversation actually took me a second to adjust to.
I'm with the cool people watching the Pomeranians.
And they have no idea that I'm even talking about them because they don't understand a word I'm saying. I think there were maybe 6 of us Americans at the event. When each of us saw each other, though, we screamed for joy and excitement.
Because what are we doing right now?
But it's on video.
Right.
So now what are we going to do?
We're taking a video. What are we doing right now?
We're supposed to be watching a group and clapping for people.
I think each one of us felt that same sensation and desire to speak in full sentences. Of course, we also wanted to share our excitement for being in Shanghai with the few that could actually appreciate our very unique perspective.
So Alvin came and saw me to fill me in on his day, and I have to share it all with you. So you're in the ring, and he got breed, by the way.
I got best of breed, yes. So look at this. I'm going right there.
Looking hot.
So here we go again. But this time, everything went the way it's supposed to be. There we go.
Both Ikaros and Kelly did very well on the first day, but we humans, we were exhausted. Ikaros took breed, Kelly got a very serious look, and one of Mr. Aban's puppies got best puppy. We may have been exhausted, but we still had to celebrate. So you know we had another amazing feast, but this time it was Korean barbecue. This was my first time, and hopefully not my last, because it was really cool and very yummy. A great way to end our very first day of the shows. Now, day 2 brought even more unique adventures. First, Dolly and I were truly beginning to enjoy the local eats. Our morning started with the discovery of this cute little place right around the corner from our condo that sold buns filled with yummy, gooey goodness. Pork and chicken and fish and seaweed, and also custard. I don't exactly know what they were called, but they were really, really good. Steamed and hot and awesome. Language barriers did not stop us from filling our bags. Now for lunch, we had these seaweed-wrapped meat and fish covered in sticky rice balls of divine yumminess. And if they were sold in the United States, I swear to God, I'd be like 300 pounds. They have this convenience store named Buddy's, which happens to be located in the Expo Center. I liken it to like a 7-Eleven. You know how you pop in there and you can have a hot dog or a corn dog and they're ready for you to just grab and eat? This would be, I guess, the Chinese version of that, which I'm guessing is more healthy. With full bellies and 2 more dog shows to go, the boys rocked day 2 of the series with Dolly doing exactly what she does best. The boys looked amazing out there and both got very hard looks against some very serious competition. All owners were proud, and they should be because the boys are rock stars. What was really neat on day 2 was the specialty show of China native breeds that was held, allowing me to see some of the most unique and beautiful dogs I have ever seen. A true example of why this trip is a once-in-a-lifetime event. I learned so much about FCI, as well as how they manage, classify, and showcase these native breeds from around the world. In between all that amazing food, and of course stellar showing, I popped across the hall for a sneak peek at the Pet Expo that happened to be held at the same time as the World Dog Show. Now that was a perfectly coordinated conglomeration. I walked the aisles and was in so much of an oh my god, this stuff in China that they sell is so inexpensive overload that I was speechless. I found one booth that was selling medical supplies like nothing we have access to in the States. Tools and supplies that could change the entire reproduction game for any breeding program. Pregnancy tests and semen enhancer, progesterone testing equipment, and even microchips and scanners, all for pennies on the US dollar. I definitely have some new best friends here. Another thing that I could not help but notice was the canine love the Chinese have. Why is this so significant, you ask? There is such a stigma on this particular show being held in China. The fact that there are China natives that do eat dog, this enraged many in the canine sport, inspiring a boycott which significantly affected the entries for this event. My quick jaunt through the expo inspired a whole new idea. I wanted to create an episode focused on how much love they have for their canines in China. So be sure to come back next week so you can witness that they are still man's best friend, even on the other side of the planet. A couple other things worth noting. Gusto's coffee is extremely expensive, but awesomely good. And the doggy hairstyles here in China are top notch.